Don't fall asleep.
Before we begin this week's podcast, I'd just like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we meet, the mining industry.
Okay, that's very different from how I was going to start it. I was going to start with this like random rose petal I just found on the table. I was going to be like, oh my God, like, do you feel like you're in American Beauty?
Oh, that can only make me Kevin Spacey.
Well...
I am a middle-aged guy trying to get fit.
Oh my God, okay, that was not the F word I thought you were going to go with for a minute. And I was like, controversy, straight out the gate. Wow. Whoo.
There's no Me Too's waiting to happen with me. I'm pretty confident.
Oh my God, I try to get some like Me Too like happening around the office, but everyone just runs as soon as they see me. I don't get close enough to like Me Too them.
It's because you deal with people whose job is evidence. That's why.
Damn it!
They know the power of a paper trail.
Oh, the things we do. Oh my God, you know what? That is so weird. Speaking of a paper trail, tell an amusing anecdote while I bring up the story for which
jukebox. I don't just have amusing anecdotes that you just press me and out come anecdotes.
That's bullshit. I've worked with you. Your job is literally you just sat next to me and told anecdotes. Anyway, it's too late. I've already hit the buttons. Okay. You know, we talk about things and we often ask questions on the like stuff that we don't understand.
That is a horrible simplification, but yes, that's what we do.
Look, not everyone's into nuclear physics, all right? Anyway, so we asked the question. It came up. If you remember, we had a conversation about poo sticks, about how we were genuinely horrified because, like, I worked with a dude who was all like, "Oh, and your poo stick," and we were like.
And that uncovered stories of turd knives and things like that.
Yeah, and he went on to proceed the story of like how he would like whack at the poo with a stick and be like, everyone have like a fancy, and their family had like a silver plated like.
Everyone came out with their stories and my axe. Yeah.
Yeah, my poo stick. Ew.
And my bow.
Ew. Very different Lord of the Rings.
Oh,
I know the sound a man makes when he poos.
Destroy it. Destroy my ring.
Thank you, Christopher Lee.
Destroy it, Isildur.
We actually had some feedback from one of our listeners. Yeah. Okay. I feel like, I don't want to name them.
No.
Because they may not want people knowing about their poo stick.
First name. Surely if they're like a Sean or a James, that narrows it down to fucking no one.
It's Ian.
Ian, okay, that's fine.
Okay, the kind-hearted, broken-hearted octopus has sent us a text message who's recently had a birthday. So happy birthday, Ian.
Oh, nice.
And come to the show, you lazy bastard. Okay, re-poo sticks. This is what he's actually said. Hi, Liz and John, re-poo sticks. When we were first married and living in... Oh my God, why is the text so small? I swear to God. Why is it so small? Why can't I not make it bigger?
I know, especially considering you're not a day over 25. This is just bizarre.
I know. Living in...
Do you want me to read this?
Okay. It's the terrible lighting in here.
Oh, fuck. You do realise that these screens are backlit. This is not a scroll. We're not looking at it with a candle. We're not using AI to read the bloody Dead Sea Scrolls like that one that just did, we found the Greek word for purple. Well done. Well done. I'll read this out.
Fine. Okay. My poo stick.
Hi, Liz and John. Regarding poo sticks, best email you've ever had in your entire life. That one did not need to be an email.
I know, there were all the email like things, and I'm like, I'm gonna click straight to the head of the pile.
Regarding poo sticks, and it's not like someone just like, do you want to represent Manscaped?
Oh my! Do you know how many offers we get? It's either goth jewelry, or coats for cats.
To be honest, they've got us down pretty good. That's pretty good targeting. All right. Regarding poo sticks, when we were first married and living in Stevenage, I think it's Stevenage or Stevenage in the UK, our toilet didn't have a very powerful flush. Oh, blame the Irish. We used to keep a bamboo stick in the toilet with a brush that could be employed to break up the reluctant turd That's the name of my fucking autobiography.
Well, that's, oh my God, like Eddie Murphy in the middle between saying fag in the 80s, because literally Ollie would just fag.
Yeah.
I just remember he just did this whole bit about when you flush the toilet and there's that one little corner of poo that just won't go away and keeps coming back, and him just having a whole conversation with it of like, what do you want, poo? What do you want?
The little Kelly Slater turd that just keeps catching waves.
Just woo! Yeah, punching sharks. Yeah.
So they would keep a bamboo stick near the toilet brush that could be employed to break up the reluctant turds that were too big or firm.
Oh, that's a British diet
There's
issue.
the great British bake-off right there for you. Oh. What have you made? Mutton. I've made mutton.
With my ass.
Oh, there we go. Introduce some lemon juice into that diet, you fucking scally rat. Okay.
Vegetables.
They were too big or too firm to make it around the U-bend. A machete would have been overkill. I can just imagine a British person in a pith helmet just, what's with all the snakes in India?
I just went straight to like Danny Trejo as machete. Machete don't poo stick.
A machete would have been overkill, but a nice thin stick was perfect. Like you're being caned at a boarding school. Yeah. It wasn't used for breaking off long poops as they emerged from Satan's eye, but only after the large sub-aqua cables had been laid and were bound for the coast. Oh my God, the fucking Dunkirk was a very different experience for this person.
All I'm thinking is Jaws 2. With just like Jaws biting that giant cable, which apparently might have just been an English turd.
So apparently there is a game called Poo Sticks. Pooh. Not as pervy or as ploptastic as it sounds. Thanks, Ian.
But to be honest, I'm kind of even more disappointed because the last thing that I want from my poo stick like game is a mediocre experience.
Yeah, I mean, this is from a country where one of their prime ministers fucked a dead pig. Like, surely their poo stick game is
on point.
On point, yeah.
Oh. Oh my God. 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 Gamer squeal. Oh, you know what's coming soon to our screens?
No.
Oh my God. And again, it doesn't affect me, although I do want to do a huge shout out to our listener who guested me their login passwords to this streaming service.
Oh my God, that's the fucking lowest form of Patreon.
That is the best form of Patreon.
It's pretty good.
Oh my God, coming...
Hang on, I get dick pics.
Yes.
And you get like login details for streaming services.
Yes. Oh. So we both get what we're interested in.
It's like the gender roles have been reversed. Someone's going to send you this sports.
Oh, seriously. You like live in the woman's world for 5 minutes. Suddenly, oh, it's too much. I'm oppressed.
I worry when you drink this much, he might hit me again.
Thousands of years of oppression. Anyway, so... Oh my God, no, gamer squeal. Oh my God, like I'm almost like hurt myself like with my eye, my winking eye again. I'm so excited. Coming soon to Netflix, because we've known for years that this would be the greatest streaming show ever.
Yeah.
If it was made.
Uh-huh.
It's soon coming to our screens via Netflix.
Yes.
Guess which game they finally made into a series.
Honestly, my gaming knowledge ends with the Amiga 500. So I'm gonna guess Call of Duty. Crash Bandicoot. Fucking Super Mario. The Great Gianna Sisters. I don't know.
Before I killed myself, one of the greatest games, groundbreaking, truly, I know people say that all the time, but truly one of the most groundbreaking games that has ever existed.
Elite, the space commerce game that was...
BioShock!
That sounds like a vibrator.
You've never... Oh, my Lord. Okay. BioShock is one of the most amazing, like, first person. Oh my God. And it's set in this Art Deco kind of world in the 20s that's like 50,000 leagues under the sea. Like your plane crashes in the middle of the ocean and you swim. There's a random lighthouse and you go into this like lighthouse, and then some crazy like Kardashian bitch like hopped up on roids is all like, yeah, man, yeah. And then you pretty much have to like fight your way through this like underworld city where people have been like splicing themselves with these like weird abilities so that you can like shock people with electricity and just be like, I'm going to set you on fire. Or my particular favorite, the bees. Not the bees, man. The bees.
So this sounds like a particularly steampunk Jules Verne kind of thing.
But you also have the choice, is because what you need is kept within small children. So you have to make the ethical decision of, will I steal from the children, which kills the children, or rescue the children? While you fight your way through, Big Daddy style, through the city.
Now I know why so many people were red-pilled into thinking that there was like a commercial adrenochrome harvesting apparatus within the USA if this is part of a game.
Yeah.
You're talking about QAnon the game, basically.
But no,
Do we harvest baby cells?
It is 100%. It is like a utopian picture. If history changed and Trump got a time machine and went back to the 1920s, and started his own like Trump universe, but 20,000 leagues beneath the sea, and then it's just filled with like MAG supporters who are all like, there will not be free healthcare. That's commie. Like, you literally have to pay for your healthcare, which is free upgrades, like shooting bees.
Right.
Yeah. Well, literally eating the children of the poor.
And here's me thinking I was a nerd for wishing Firefly would come back. Or Farscape. But here we go.
Yeah. Oh, my Lord. And you know what? It's also great when you're on a date, okay? Because
no one who plays this game has ever dated.
No. Because if you sit someone down to play that game, because the first time you've got to make the decision, okay, do you rescue the little sister or do you harvest the little sister?
I'm serious. Like, just take dating out of the equation here, because we are talking about boners that have never been removed from their packaging.
Anyone who
pristine
picks
on
harvest,
the shelf, first gen, no recards, boners.
Anyone who picks harvest straight away, red flag. Date them immediately unless they're going to unlock the achievement. Then all right.
But isn't that just like a learned behavior, like a Tinder profile with a cat? Like, this will get me past the first fucking... This will get me past their first checkpoint.
No, because when it comes to your gaming history, you don't fuck around with that shit.
Right now, there are some fucking 4chan kids who are just like, we got to fuck this podcast host. Because that's your market. People who play... What's it called?
Bioshock. Oh my God. And it was the greatest film until Bioshock 2. Oh! Amazing.
I've never heard of it.
Amazing. The third, piece of piss. Well,
how old's this game?
Oh my God. Don't ask me questions. You know, I've had Hendry. I don't know time. I have no idea. I don't know. It could be, 1846.
So I'm going to... No, when the fuck the game came out, not when's it set.
1840? No, it's set like in the 1920s.
Right.
It's very Art Deco. It is the sexiest. Honestly, you can just, like, you're underworld and you can look underwater, all the whales, and they're like, wah, wah, as like the crazy zombie children are walking behind you. And you just stop and you watch the whales, wah, wah. Mwah.
Well, it doesn't sound like it's any Street Rod 2, but it does... Look, it sounds mildly interesting. I'll give it that.
It is so addictive.
I've never heard of it.
It is so addictive. It is like crack. Like every holiday I've ever had, and I'm like, oh, finally I can like catch up on some gaming. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'll just kind of limber up. Maybe I'll just do a quick little bit of like Bioshock. So, like, the next thing you know, it's 2 weeks. I haven't left the house. Like I haven't slept in like 2 weeks, and I'm just like,
I'm surprised that I'm not the one out of us that's the gamer. Like, I'm a fucking nerd from the bush with problematic attitudes towards women.
Yeah.
And, like, apparently I'm not the gamer?
Yeah. I'm like, how do you have a girlfriend?
Problematic attitudes. I don't know.
How do I not have a girlfriend? Oh, my God.
Well, you could pretty easy if you wanted a
Oh,
girlfriend.
my God. That's like, I'm outraged. I was trying to explain to a friend of mine.
Yeah.
Someone else that we know who, like, while they were in a lesbian relationship, are now in a, like, straight relationship, like, moving in with the man, okay? And I'm like, oh, my God, I'm outraged. How dare that happen? And my friend's like, but, this guy is like nothing like that you're interested in. Like, he has no interest. Like, and I'm like, it's not the point. It's the principle of the thing. Like, I don't want to date him. I wouldn't move in with him. I have no interest in him whatsoever. But I can still be outraged that other people are finding relationships while I'm single. Outraged.
And that they're changing teams.
Am I right, girlfriend? It's not that. It's just the fact of, like, other people, like, oh my God, they're already in a relationship. They're moving to another relationship. How come I don't have a relationship? Admittedly, I haven't found anyone that I want a relationship with, but that's not the point. It's the principle. How dare they?
Well, there's good news because we are, as of today, officially booked into a regional tour. So we will be going to Auburn in the Clare Valley to the Rising Sun Hotel, where you might find yourself a girlfriend.
Wine country.
Wine country, very, very connected queer community, beautiful part of the world. You might find yourself a girlfriend there.
If she's dressed as Lucy Lawless,
Yep.
and
Trust me, you and Lou are going to fight over her.
like, you know, like normally I wouldn't, but if it was like to save humanity.
Yeah. So, so there's that. And then we're going to go and appear at Okapos in Whyalla, where you can find yourself a steelworker.
Woo!
Have your own little flash dance party.
Oh my God.
We're definitely booking different hotel rooms that night.
That's how we're opening the show. One of us has to flash dance. One of us has to dance on, and I'll pay money if it's you. I want you to do the opening from Flashdance.
Can I weld?
No, I'll weld, and you titty twirl on in your little like tank top.
Oh,
Get on the chair.
they're serving food at this event. No.
Don't put yourself down like that, girlfriend. You've got a hot girlfriend. Lord knows how. So you've clearly got something going for you. So you work it, girlfriend. You work it.
It's not a self-esteem issue. I'm talking about I don't want to burn my man boobs on the hot pizza. It's a wood oven pizza. I don't want to fall into that thing and reverse sour on myself.
Okay, anyone out there listening, if you know how to address like the boob burn issues around a pizza oven, please let us know at what's realmothmen@gmail.com.
Just send us an Instagram message. It's way more anonymous. You're fine.
Or yeah,
at Gavin in the Woods on
yeah,
Instagram.
yeah.
Just
Let us know how John can flash dance without burning his titties.
Yeah.
If you're doing it at home, let us know.
Choreography accepted.
Yes. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the best show ever.
2 regional shows, hoping to lock in a third.
Woo!
Plus the Rhino Room, which we've also got the Rhino Room Hollywood Halloween Spectacular on Friday the 27th at 9 p.m. Doors at 9. We start the show at 9:30. Come along. There's going to be drinks. There's going to be dancing. All the fun stuff. Liz will get her on the red wines. Someone that plays Bioshock is getting fucked.
Woo! With a handful of bees. Oh, did I take it too far?
A bee-fisted hand job would be fucking the ultimate experience.
For a Bioshock fan.
Especially if you're
that's
Macaulay
right up
Culkin. Like, how does this end? My girl.
Oh my God, have you heard somebody, and it wasn't me, I didn't come up with this idea, it was some random person on the internet has suggested that now that Macaulay Culkin is...
Is that a product made by Sally's? Macaulay Culkin? That's a gap filler.
Isn't that his name?
That's a flexible gap filler.
Isn't that his name?
That's Macaulay Culkin, not Macaulay Culkin. That's like calling someone Bodie McBoatface. He's Macaulay McCulkin. Oh dear.
Corky McCulkin, all right?
That's a gap filler product. Oh, you're loaded
Korea.
into a gun. You seal your bathroom ties with Corky McCulkin.
There's that expansion to
Scotland's finest non-silicon based bathroom sealant, Corky McCulkin. We used it to seal up Boaty McBoatface. I'm drinking tea.
Corky McCorkin, right?
Corky.
Because he seals up the gaps in his house. He seals up the gaps in his house.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so someone has suggested that. Okay, now that he's an adult, apparent, they get Corky. Okay, but no, but he has to make Home Alone. Okay, Home Alone improvements.
Oh, yeah.
Except he has to defend the house against the purge.
Oh, that's a fucking great idea. That's incredible.
Hollywood, call us. I know we didn't invent it, but we're going to write it. Okay, how cool would that be?
That's so good.
Yeah.
And just call it Alone.
And then we'll get like a Pesci and that other dude who's in stuff that I don't know his name.
Yeah, like Joe Pesci in a Joe Pesci mask.
Yes. Yeah. And
You fucking wackadoo.
I was going to say in a Ray Liotta mask.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
R.I.P.
Oh, rest in
And
peace,
you
Ray.
just get them trying to like just break into the... How fucking good would that be?
That'd be amazing.
Yes.
And if you do just want to remember Ray Liotta for the fucking legend he was, just look him
Cocaine Bear.
look him up on YouTube talking shit about his co-stars. That dude gave zero fucks. Zero fucks.
I mean, he also died prematurely from cocaine abuse, but allegedly.
Happens to the best of them, man. Him, fucking, what's the guy from The Sopranos?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Tony... No.
Tony Soprano is the character. he
Yes.
played.
Gandolfini.
Gandolfini. I was going to say
Gandolfini.
Paul Giamatti.
That's a different show.
They all look the same.
He was such a lovely teddy bear.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was on Sesame Street and everything.
Doing coke.
Apparently, like a real union guy too. Like looked after all his co-stars and stuff. So
Nice.
yeah, Gandolfini, gone but not forgotten.
Yeah. And on a side note, join a fucking union. I know there's shitty ones out there.
There's very
but
shitty ones.
You know what? Let's get back to the days of like the fucking 20s where everyone was in a union and fucking
Yeah.
bosses would shit themselves.
It's ironic that the union that would protect us is so fucking hopeless that there's no point joining them.
Oh, yeah, I know. Seriously. Oh, my God. That's like the union at my day job. Like, ugh.
Yeah. Join a union though.
On principle.
Yeah.
We'll get back to the good shit. Anyway. On no note whatsoever.
On a brown note.
Oh my God, you know what? Speaking of being desperate for a new future, craving a new future,
Yeah.
a better tomorrow,
Yeah.
would you believe that totally brings us to the topic of this week?
Thank goodness.
This is why we should do 2 podcasts.
If you've got a name for our talking shit side podcast, let us know at realmothman@gmail.com or send us a message on Insta.
Woo! Poo stick.
Posting. So far we've had the outhouse, which kind of doesn't work.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Doesn't work. Come up with a better name.
Yeah, it's on you.
Yeah, it is.
Fuckers. Letting us down.
Colky McCulkin, the podcast.
If you run an irrefutable caulking business, hit us up. Oh my God. I'm determined that we should not give up on Gabbard in the Woods dildos, by the way.
When did we discuss that?
Last week.
I grew up next
They're
door.
happy and they're shaped like friendship.
I grew
They're
up
wiggly and they're shaped like friendship.
That's right. I grew up next to a lead smelter. Give me a fucking break.
Yeah, okay. Look, you know what? Let's transport ourselves to 1989.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. I should have teased my hair.
I should have had some sort of arpeggiator. Go on.
Meow. Oh, my God. Somewhere John Carpenter got a boner. Stephen Craven was a tall, good-looking man training to be, and once I say what he was training to be, you'll know what I was saying.
Please tell me he's Craven, a mortician.
Training to be a pilot
Nice.
in the United States Coast Guard.
Craven the Raven.
Woo!
That works in bars. You ever played Bioshock? I'm Craven the Raven. Got my wings. Got my
That's
red
Bioshock
wings.
3.
Oh, sorry.
Bioshock 3 is not getting you laid, but anyway. Adele Vicini was 4'4" and studying to be a mortician.
I picked one of them.
It wasn't long before the two were married and had 2 sons.
Okay.
If only they hadn't rushed, maybe they would have learned that one of them was sexually insatiable.
Oh, what, the kids?
No, the Adele and Stephen.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she marries him and becomes a mortician. She becomes Craven Morticians. I
Yeah.
like it.
One of them was sexually insatiable, and one of them was on the red-eye flight to Murderville.
Okay.
In this week's episode of He Did Ballet, and she was a skater boy, said see you later, boy.
Jesus.
Or frequent fly her points,
Okay.
or craven for justice.
I like it.
Yeah.
There you go. You won it back at the end.
Thank you. Thank you. Stephen was born in October of 1961, and flying was his passion.
Nice.
In 1989, he was training to be a pilot for the US Coast Guard in California. Training to be a pilot in California. Who else is getting as much pussy as this guy?
You do realise that there's Hollywood rappers and professional sports people.
Fine, be that way.
Yeah.
Women love a man in uniform, and Adele was no different.
Hey.
The two began a whirlwind romance and secretly married not long after meeting.
Okay.
The two had 2 sons quite quickly. Stephen went on to become a pilot. Mm-hmm. In 1992, and so Adele had finished her studies to become a mortician, but then hadn't carried it further. She decided to be a stay-at-home mum.
Yep.
Look after the brats.
You can always pick up death later.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In 1992, Stephen left the Coast Guard and got a job as a pilot for Delta Airlines, so that he could spend more time with his family. And the family relocated to Edgewood, Kentucky, which was a 12-minute drive from the Cincinnati airport.
Okay.
Nice. 12-minute commute to work.
It's pretty good.
However, by the spring of 2000, the married couple were fighting a lot.
Yeah. Kids will do that.
So much so that the pair went to marriage counselling. The couple had gone to marriage counselling in previous years, and it had worked enough for them to continue their relationship. And here they were, back again. So I'm just saying, find someone who has similar interests.
Some might see that as weakness. Others might point out that the willingness to receive counselling is a sign of strength.
Although maybe listen a little bit further on.
It's a fair assumption considering what we talk about. Yeah.
The couple... So the couple were now in counselling. Stephen complained that he felt pressured because Adele was overspending more than they had.
Right.
Okay? That's a legitimate, like, we've got to live in our lifestyle.
Yeah.
And Adele complained that Stephen was either complaining about her weight, get fucked.
Yeah, get fucked.
Like, she's given you 2 children. You pop out 2 children and then see how your little shitty body is doing,
Yeah.
all right? You ruin it for children. So he was either complaining about her weight or was trying to have sex with her. Make your mind up, dude.
It's the yin and yang of domestic abuse.
And you know what? Here's a clue, okay, for like anyone out there. Men, women, chihuahua, it doesn't matter. If you want to have a lot of sex with your partner,
Yeah.
that's not going to happen if you spend all your time criticizing their weight, their body, their attitude. You know what? If you want to have more sex, you know what? Every time that you're thinking something negative or, you know what? Say something nice to your partner. Because nobody
Now,
is having... Yeah, say something nice to Lou right now.
you've got beautiful hair. So you just changed the camera angle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that was fair. That was pretty piss weak.
I'm not gonna. You got choice tits, baby.
Actually, I need to blow my nose. Say some loving stuff to like Lou.
Okay. You've got a rockin' rig that makes me wish I didn't have a job so I could stay home and make sweet love to you to Motley Crue every single day of the week, including Saturdays, which I will no longer go to the pub or fishing with my friends to add extra doinking time to our relationship.
I'd leave you
Put
if I
that
was
shit on
Lou.
a card. Put that shit on a card.
No, that was literally the worst.
Excuse me, I said fuck to Motley Crue. That is high praise. Ain't nobody getting their shit down to fucking Mick Mars unless they mean it.
This is awkward. But yeah, so I'm just saying, if you spend all of your time like downgrading a person's, self-worth, you can't then expect them to like be all like, yeah, sexy and we're going to get it on. Doesn't fucking work that way.
Yeah.
If you want someone to be like, I want you to be all like positive and sexy and we're going to do it, then say sexy and positive things to them.
So what would someone say to you in Bioshock speak? That's what I want to know. I would throw a fistful of bees at a child full of adrenochrome to
For you.
To
get you to the surface.
Yeah. We'd have to add extra layers to the sea level. That'd be so wet. That would work? Fucking, but here I'm saying Motley Crue. Oh, my God.
Oh, my Lord. Woo! Is it getting hot in here? Oh, okay. So, I was complaining or trying to have sex with her.
Okay. Yep.
But it turns out it may not necessarily be the amount of sex that Stephen wanted that offended Adele so much.
Okay.
But more the fact that he was trying to have sex with her.
Oh, okay.
Adele told a friend, okay, what's Californian but I've moved to Kentucky? What's that accent?
I don't fucking know. Like Johnny Depp. That's reverse. He was from Kentucky and moved to California.
Yeah, no, that's that. Who's in Kentucky? Gold member? Not gold member. Goldfinger. Isn't he from Kentucky?
I don't know. Like
Is it English and
Hunter
moved
S.
to
Thompson
Kentucky?
was. Hunter S. Thompson was from Kentucky.
I love the drugs.
Great impression, actually. That's after he blew his brains out.
Adele told a friend, Cher didn't want to have relations with him. Sexual relations.
See, in Kentucky, the phrase sexual relations may just refer to family.
And at this point, her husband, again, could just refer to family.
Yeah.
At that point, it was making her skin crawl for him to touch her. Adele would often tell her friend that she wished for Stephen's plane to crash and kill him.
Holy fuck, that is a definite reaction.
That's an alarm bell.
That's an alarm bell.
But also, this is a bit don't mind the other fucking 200 people on the flight. Like,
I don't know, if someone's like got bad breath and you don't want to fuck them again, just time for the Twin Towers.
have you heard there has been the second plane? At first it was just the bad one and we thought it was just a one-off. A second plane has had to be turned around because a passenger has shat in the aisle.
Oh, this has got to be Jetstar.
No, in America. The first time, apparently, and I feel bad because it was just an old lady who was suddenly struck.
Oh.
But then decided she was going to make a run for the toilet anyway, but just left a steaming pile all the way behind her. Apparently, a second person has now dropped a juice in the aisles. I haven't got more facts about that one as yet.
Copy crap. No.
Just go before you...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, don't eat nachos in the fucking airport.
Just
I never eat in the airport. Never.
Don't get fish tacos from a street vendor in Mexico before you get on your flight.
Do you have like flight rituals? I do not eat before I get on a plane. For that very reason, because you go to the airport, it doesn't matter how fresh that stuff is, it's still airport food.
Yeah. Ugh. Well, see, I'm torn because I want to be so drunk.
Yeah.
I want to sleep through the turbulence. But on the other hand, I need to be aware so that I can use all my skills that I've learned from like years of documentaries on how to survive a disaster so that I can like survive the disaster.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of caught between those two worlds, which just makes me like drunk and anxious.
Yeah. Do you pick out people you're going to use as a corpse raft? I do.
100%.
I do, all the time.
Oh my God, 100. And not just when I'm on a plane.
Just on the bus, in the line at the shops, corpse raft.
Recording a podcast.
I would float pretty good. There's room for me on the door, Leo.
I would use your titties and like stirring devices. Anyway.
The sharks took the rest.
Oh my God. Okay, so they're not in a good relationship, all right?
Yeah.
She wants his plane to crash. So what do you do when you're a married couple with a failing relationship? What do you do?
Don't put me on that spot. I don't know. I thought I knew the secret to romance, and apparently it's not referencing Motley Crue and quote-unquote doing it all night.
You want to have sex with a woman you keep complaining is too fat to have sex with, and she wants your plane to crash and you to burn alive.
So what do? You
commit to a home renovation.
That's smart. Add some stress.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Add some financial and environmental stress to your
See,
life.
normally in this situation, people would be like, let's get married. Something to distract you for a couple of years.
Yeah.
They've already done that.
Yeah.
So their next step is home renovation.
Home reno.
The Cravens hired a contractor to do the work. The contractor's son worked for him, and he began coming to the job site.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, he did.
Hello.
Russell Rusty McIntyre was in his early 30s and was a contractor by day and a baggage handler by night.
He knows He knows how to throw a bag around.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. I'll throw your back out. I'll treat you like an expensive guitar.
There will be no compensation for this. He was married with children, and he too complained of having a difficult and troubled marriage.
No.
Now, do you want to see pictures of everybody involved now or later?
No, now. I've already formed pictures in my mind.
Okay. So who do you want to see first?
I'd like to see Mr. Craven, the pilot.
Okay, don't look. Okay, because we got Mr. Craven on one side and we got Mrs. Craven on the other side. Hang on.
Okay.
Let me... This is Mr. Craven.
Stephen Craven. Stephen Craven.
'Cause this is like, that's him and like the, I'm like, ooh, early 2000s being a pilot. He's going to get you free little mini drinks.
Yeah.
And a free ride to Albuquerque. That's hot.
That's pretty hot. You're going to have all kinds of, or at least one time you're going to be saying, set your chair to the reclined position and your legs in the air. This is your pilot speaking. An oxygen mask will be deployed for me.
There will be turbulence, bitch.
Oh, the in-flight movie is Boogie Nights.
You're a star. You're a star. You're a goddamn pilot. Who do you want to see now? Did you show the...
I did, but it's going to be hard.
That's what he said.
Hello. That doesn't focus like that. This one does. There we go.
Okay, who do you want to see next?
Maybe the contractor.
The contractor?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. Okay, I've got to rip this in so you don't see someone else who's coming up later on.
Okay.
This is Rusty the contractor.
Oh, Rusty the contractor. He looks like the bass player in my old band. That's not good.
So a sex offender.
He was a sex offender, yeah.
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 Everyone you're in a band with was apparently turned out to be a sex
I was
offender.
in 3 bands. 2 of them had sex offenders.
Yeah.
Yay. Oh, good times. Good times. Okay, so Rusty, he really does look like he plays Bioshock.
Fucking, if I could unleash some bees right now. Who do you want to see now?
Oh, of course I got to see Mrs. Craven. I got to see the mortuarist, the mortuary assistant.
The Morticia Adams to our story. 4'4".
4'4".
4'4".
4'4".
We have another photo, but I'll save that for later on.
Related to Colky McCulkin. Look, she's just, standard issue unhappy housewife, I think, pretty much. She's got some sweet kind of Kim Deal Breeders hair going on there, which is pretty cool. She gets points for that for me.
And would you like to see a picture of the Craven's ferret?
What? They've got a ferret?
They got a ferret.
This is new information that you... Wow, it's really...
We're coming to the ferret. The ferret will play a pivotal part, if not the most pivotal part in this story.
Oh, this is a fucking first tier ferret with a speaking part.
Oh my, look at that ferret though. He's just like...
That ferret has been to prison. No, that's angry. That's not happy.
No, that's happy. That's I'm a star. That is the Marilyn Monroe of ferrets.
If you
I
saw
love him.
this coming out of your bin, you wouldn't think he's there to sign autographs. He's there to bite your nipples.
I would be there to love him and give him kisses.
Yeah.
And be like,
No, you've got rabies. Yeah. It looks like an opossum.
I love opossums. They're so lovely. They're so misunderstood. They do a very important part in the ecosystem, and people should not be mean to them because they're very important.
I'm sure they are.
They are. Don't be mean to them.
I'm just saying they look aggressive as fuck.
You should be mean to fucking contractors named fucking Rusty who are going to do a shit job and fuck your wife. Spoiler alert.
Well, you don't even need a spoiler alert because I can see he's wearing a particular shade of orange.
Adele and Rusty began a torrid affair.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Adele's mother told Adele that if she was so unhappy,
Yeah.
she should just get a divorce, and actually gave her daughter $3,000 in 2000 money to get a divorce.
It's decent money. Yeah. That'll get you a divorce or maybe a 1987 IROC.
I don't know what that is.
Like a fucking white trash sports car.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
But Adele had become used to being well off.
Oh, pilot money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And did not want to lose half of her shit to her husband. So instead, Adele buckled down and told the marriage counsellor and Stephen that counselling was working.
Okay.
Making a difference. While she simultaneously began convincing her lover to kill her husband.
She's a persuasive little thing, isn't she? Stroking her ferret.
So, Mr. Bond, I want you to die.
That's a very low rent Goldfinger, isn't it? At best, stolen brass finger.
Oh my god, gold class finger. He's the man with the upgrade touch. Such a hot towel.
We've never been in first class. We're only presuming.
I know, I've just seen the TikToks.
I don't know what.
Apparently there's hot towels that apparently you put on your face.
There you go.
Because apparently you get dried out.
That's worth the extra $1,000. A hot towel. Yep.
Oh my god, apparently there's like unlimited free drinks. Fucking challenge accepted fucking
Again,
Qatar
probably not
Airways.
worth the $1,000 extra.
Oh, fucking challenge accepted, mate.
Okay.
Challenge accepted.
Little tip from someone that used to drink a lot on flights. If you get the late flight coming back from Perth to Adelaide from comedy shows, they often have to empty out the drinks cart. So they would just give you booze.
No.
Yeah, I used to get fucked up.
So okay, tell us again, what is this?
So
What
it was coming back from Perth to Adelaide. So you have to go Perth, Sydney, and then back to Adelaide.
Perth.
And the booze carts are filled up by contractors.
Yes.
So they basically just go in there and they quick load them up. So they would just have to get stock out of there so they didn't have to stock take it. Right? So they would just be like, do you want extra wine? I'd be like, yes.
So instead of like going out for like a night on the town, you should just book a flight.
Well, you had to book a flight to Perth and pay a lot of money for it. And then on the way back, you'd get some very cheap, nasty Qantas booze. But yes.
Worth it.
Somehow in my alcoholic mind, it made economic sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, mate, I'm like 100% on board.
I get home, I was like, I lost heaps of money on this tour, but I got free piss.
Yeah. Woo!
Yeah.
What else can you ask for?
Exactly.
Marry a pilot.
Yeah,
You live near the airport.
I do.
Get on that.
I will.
So they decided to do a home renovation. Instead, she's getting her pussy renovated.
Yes, she is by a contractor. Contractor.
Have we renamed prostitutes? They're now a contractor. If it involves lady, you're now a contractor.
Absolutely.
Oh my God.
Got my own ABN. A big something with an N. It's not all gold, fuck.
She said about her pussy.
Oh.
Adele told Rusty, however, you know what was gold?
What?
Stephen's life insurance,
Oh, being a pilot, fucking oath.
which was worth about a $500,000 payout, closer to around $1 million today.
Yeah.
And Adele assured Rusty that if he helped her to kill her husband, then the two of them could begin a new, rich life together.
Yes.
But Rusty didn't think he was able to do the deed himself. A lot of that could have been affected by the fact that Stephen invited Rusty to come out fishing with him on the lake,
Oh.
being blokey with other blokes on the contracting site, and the two of them actually went out on the lake and spent an afternoon fishing.
And they hit it off.
Yeah. Stephen thought he had possibly found a new friend.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
With Rusty. So Rusty went, you know what? I'm not sure if I can actually bludgeon your husband to death like a carp. So he did what any contractor would do.
Oh, he subbed it out.
He subbed it out.
Get the apprentice on it.
Let's get a contractor in. So he got a contractor who worked for his dad's company called Ron Pryor.
Oh, he's got prize.
It's unfortunate.
These are some punny names here, man.
The police were like, oh, I think I know who we're looking at for this one.
Is it Kevin murdered before? Is it him?
Is it McDonald? I did it. Oh. Ron agreed to kill Stephen. How much do you think? Okay, so picture it. It's 2000. You're saving up for your, what is that shitty car you're saving up for?
Your 1987 IROC Z.
Woo! Okay.
Yeah, impress all the ladies.
How much do you want to kill somebody?
Oh, in the early 90s to kill someone, I want 10 grand.
You're such a cheap whore.
Well, I don't know.
They offered him 15,000.
Okay.
Deluxe package.
That's life-changing.
Their plan was simple, albeit stupid.
Yeah.
Ron would be led into the house and then he would beat Stephen to death with a crowbar
Oh.
and then ransack the house so that when the police arrived, they would assume it was nothing more than a simple burglary gone wrong.
Of all the things in America, in California, that's the dumbest fucking plan. Dumbest fucking plan ever. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of gun crime.
So on the morning of July 12th, 2000, Stephen surprised Adele.
Okay.
He went, you know what? To hell with it. He had a friend from New York call and say that he could get some last-minute tickets for a Broadway show.
Ooh.
Ah. Adele obviously didn't want to go.
Oh. That's the day of your murder. We can't do that.
Yeah. So Stephen went, you know what? Well, to hell with you then. I I'm going to fly to New York to see this show. Because, of course, working for Delta Airlines,
Yeah.
he could actually work free. Although, when you've actually called in sick for work...
I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of like those people who are like, oh, no, I'm sorry, I can't come into work. And then post 800 photos of themselves, like, at a music festival,
Yeah.
like, deep-throating Axl Rose, and their boss being like,
Well, you were definitely sick after the picture.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know how you can call in sick and then to Delta Airlines and then catch a Delta flight to a Broadway show.
It's pre 9/11. You get away with a lot in a plane.
Okay. So he was like, okay, fine, whatever. You don't have to go. I'm not going to let you ruin my good time. Fatty, presumably, if you believe what she said.
Yeah.
So he's decided, you know what? He calls back his friend. I'm going to come to New York City.
Yeah.
Adele decides, nah, it's now or never.
Okay.
And she calls Rusty and tells him that he has to get there ASAP. One of the children was already away at a day camp, and Adele sent her other child to a neighbour.
Okay.
Rusty collected Ron. Would you like to see Ron?
I do. I do want to see Ron Pryor.
This is Ron Pryor.
Oh, Ron.
Where did it all go wrong?
Oh, did you do it, Ron? Did you do it, Ron?
I didn't do it. This is my guilty neck.
I was innocent as a bird, I tell you.
I was ringing a bell at a university in southern France with my head.
I was in Notre Dame at the time. I don't know how the fire started, Lord.
Oh, Ron. Ronald Scott Pryor.
So Rusty collected Ron and made Ron hide in the bed of his truck.
Oh, God.
And they drove to the Craven house.
Okay.
When he arrived, Stephen answered the door. And he told Stephen that he had called by Adele to fix the shower head of the shower. Okay, so this is where there's some confusion, and it comes back to the difference, I think, between European and American standards.
Right.
Because Americans, like, you know, the first floor that's on the street,
Yes.
they call the first floor.
Yes.
But people in Europe will tend to call that the ground floor.
That's ground level.
And then the next level they will call the first level, but Americans call the second level.
Yes.
So just because there's some discrepancies in like the different like newspaper articles, some people say, oh, this was in the basement. Some people say this was on the first floor.
Right.
So I think it was like a house where you have a garage that you drive into, but it's like below your living room, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, like the Simpsons house.
Yes. No.
No, they've got a tacked on garage, but I know what you mean.
Yes. So it's kind of so
It'd be like a rumpus room above the garage.
yeah, so there's some discrepancies here where it's like some reports were saying it's the basement, some people were saying the garage. It's just because
And if the film Zodiac taught me anything, it's that there's not many basements in Los Angeles.
there you go. Plenty in this place, apparently.
There you go.
Oh, Lord. So, excuse me. So he had to hide in the bed of the truck, and he was there to fix the shower head of the shower in the basement / garage.
Yes.
Okay, so that big level. During this time, Ron snuck into the basement.
Okay.
Wanting to be completely cool and subtle and not draw attention to himself in any way whatsoever, Rusty then went outside and cranked the music to his truck really loud, which was parked outside the garage.
What a fucking genius.
Yeah, because like, that'll cover everything.
Was it Motley Crue?
This won't draw attention.
If it's Motley Crue, like, they're just doing lots of fucking in there.
Meanwhile, Ron hid away in the basement. He was in a position prearranged by Adele so that Ron could see when Stephen was in place without revealing himself.
Oh, God, these fucking idiots.
Adele lured Stephen into the basement by yelling, "Honey, the ferret is loose."
Oh, is that code? Is that like the owl is hooting at midnight?
You tell us, people of Kentucky.
The ferret is loose.
The ferret is loose.
Is that just her taking her pants off? Is that code? Ferret's loose, baby.
That is our next merchandise, aunties. Honey, the ferret is loose.
Oh, well, she loosed her ferret. No, I just had to.
If Lou doesn't scream that the next time during coitus, then I don't know. Stephen was completely unaware when Ron first struck.
Okay.
And struck. And struck. And struck. Hitting Stephen's skull with a crowbar 12 times.
Oh, Jesus.
So much so that his brains began to leak from cracks.
Oh, fuck.
Adele stood and watched everything.
Fucking hell, lady.
As Adele, Rusty and Ron stood around looking down at Stephen, who was laying in a pool of his own blood, Stephen's arm began to twitch.
Oh.
So Adele went and got the gun in the Craven house, a .38 caliber Smith & Wesson handgun. I know, why not start there?
Fucking hell, he had to suffer?
She handed the gun to Ron and told him to shoot Stephen. Now! 12 crowbar blows to the head later. And he complied, shooting Stephen in what was left of his head.
Oh.
Ron changed out of his murdering clothes. But Stephen was still breathing.
Oh, man.
How shit do you have to be at murder?
Oh, look, to be perfectly fair, that could have just been like the base functions of the brain.
No, I think they were just really shit
I think when you
at murder.
when your brain is exposed from the 12 blows you've taken from a crowbar, that's just lizard
And
brain
the
shit going
bullet.
on.
And the bullet.
And the bullet. That's just some lizard brain residual stuff going on.
She gave the gun back to Ron and told him to shoot Stephen again.
Fucking hell.
Ron complied and this time shot Stephen twice in the head. So it was now 12 blows and 3 bullets.
Fucking hell.
John Wick is rolling his eyes at you right now.
Yeah.
Adele told the others that she would wait until that night to accidentally discover the body because she had learned at mortician's school that the longer a body was dead before it was discovered made it so much harder to establish the time of death. Yeah, I think you're thinking of a much longer period
Yeah.
than...
Yeah. Yeah. I think the time of death is between those hours.
Yeah, it's like, it's between like 12 and 2. Leaving it a couple of hours.
Not a big deal. Yeah.
Ron and Rusty left the house together.
Of course I did.
They went outside and got inside Rusty's truck that was blaring music, drawing everyone's attention, and drove away together, right in front of all their neighbours.
Genius.
Adele left the house and went to the bank. It's cool, low-key.
No one's going to check. No one's going to check.
And withdrew a $4,000 cash advance on one of Stephen's credit cards.
Of course.
She then went to meet Rusty at Verizon Wireless Store, where she paid the outstanding $1,308.36 on his mobile phone account so he could have his phone reconnected.
Fuck.
Because up until this period, he was using Stephen's phone that she had taken from him and had given to Rusty.
What a fucking pointless death.
And on the day of the murder, had called each other 12 times.
Oh my God, these fuckwits.
I'm just saying, if it comes to, and it takes 12 phone calls to work out the details, you haven't planned enough.
No.
Yeah, abort the plan.
Yeah.
Abort the plan.
If you're making phone calls at all on the day of the murder, abort the plan.
So she paid off his phone account. The two then went to lunch in a public location.
Oh my God.
She then gave Rusty $1,000 to pay Ray as a sort of a down payment.
Yeah.
He was totally going to get the other 14 grand once the life insurance
Yeah.
paid off.
Yeah.
Also, Rusty, come on, man. Get the payment up front.
Yeah.
The two separated, and Rusty went to give Roy the money, and Adele went shopping. I'm totally going to do an alibi after I've had lunch with my lover, who was seen driving away from my husband.
Yeah. After I've just handed over a whole bunch of cash. Fucking hell.
Rusty dumped the gun and bullets in the woods and threw the bloodied clothes in a public bin. 10 hours after the murder. So this is her leaving a huge amount of time where forensics will never be able to like narrow when he possibly died
Exactly.
down.
It's just a mystery.
Oh, 10 hours. Well, it could be yesterday. It could be...
It's nearly midnight. Do we even investigate?
Yeah. Oh.
Nah.
10 hours after the murder, Adele showed up at the home with her 2 kids in the car.
Oh my God.
Mother of the year. Then went banging in the door of her next door neighbour asking to use the phone to call 911. Adele said, "The front door is standing open and there is a light on in the office and my husband is supposed to be in New York. Oh, I don't know what's possibly happening." Because in my mind, she was just using a fake French accent for no reason whatsoever. The police arrived and found Stephen dead.
Who? No.
As part of their investigation, the police searched Adele's car.
Yeah.
And they found a few things that made them a little bit suspicious. You know, it's always just like it's a random hair, you know, or a cigarette with lipstick that you're like, oh.
I'm guessing it's fucking more blood than Carrie.
Good guess. The boot contained suitcases with clothes packed only for Adele and her 2 sons.
Oh my God.
The cases also contained her passport, all of the children's relevant information, such as birth certificates, and all of their insurance papers, mortgage papers, as well as her makeup and her phone charger.
Oh.
See, that's when you know it's real, when the phone charger is parked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Up until this stage, I'm like, well, it's just, irrelevant. It's circumstantial. Phone charger.
In your case, if they've packed the Xbox. Oh.
Oh, seriously, like I have the limited edition blood red Resident Evil Xbox 360. If you think I'm not running in there to save it from a fire, you're a fool.
Yeah.
Matching controller.
That's pretty cool.
I want to be buried with it.
Okay.
Yeah. So they found all of this. They found the clothing. They found the phone charger. There was also the fact that one of the deputies that arrived at the scene informed detectives that he had in fact caught Adele and Rusty having sex in the back of Rusty's truck out the back of their church just a couple of weeks ago.
Oh my God. Oh, you really didn't teach her much at mortuary school, did they?
Ooh. It took 8 days after the murder before Adele was arrested.
8 fucking days?
I can't believe it took 8 days.
That's incredible.
Yeah. The police wanted to arrest Rusty as well, but they had to wait. Because what do you think Rusty had been doing? So, okay, so I've just killed the husband of my lover.
Yeah.
What do you do next? To be like just totally cool, I'm not going to draw attention to myself.
What does a reasonable person do? Well, there's no such thing as a reasonable murderer. But what, say, completely...
Not going to draw attention to myself.
Yeah, you're not going to change your
Completely
routine. You're going to do normal things. You know, you're not going to do anything dumb. No big spends. Yeah.
You go on a week-long Disney cruise.
What?
That was paid for by Adele by yourself.
That's fucking weird.
You've left your wife and children at home to take yourself on a Disney cruise.
Okay.
Tale as old as time. Like, it's a Disney cruise. Like, those cruises are meant for families with children. And you're a single red-headed man in your 30s by yourself. That alone makes you a convicted sex-offending, murdering serial killer.
I mean, but you wouldn't want to judge that, you know, maybe single men can enjoy Disney and not be harvesting adrenochrome.
Not a redhead on a Disney cruise by himself. Yeah.
I think you're being a bigot. Mm-hmm. I think single red-headed men can attend Disney cruises if they want. Doesn't necessarily mean they're a murderer. Really?
100%. They're all murderers.
Okay.
Yeah. Any of them on a cruise right now, murderer. So then he came back from the Disney cruise and was promptly arrested.
Funny that.
Adele pleaded her innocence the entire time. Rusty broke down immediately.
Yep.
And confessed and incriminated Ron.
Oh, what?
But this wasn't the only evidence mounting against Adele. 8 people told police that Adele had wanted Stephen dead.
8.
8.
8 people.
And had asked one of the witnesses to find her a hitman.
What?
Casual, low-key, subtle.
What, did she ask her marriage counsellor? Oh, fucking hell.
The Cravens' regular babysitter
What?
testified that Adele had told her that if anything ever happened to Stephen, she should not ask her anything about it because Adele did not want to have to lie to her.
Oh, my God.
The prosecution was seeking the death penalty for all 3.
Yeah.
Adele, Rusty, and Ron. Unexpectedly, a judge severed their cases and each one was tried separately.
Right.
In April of 2022, Ron, who was described by his own defense team as a, quote, slow thinker.
Was his defense lawyer the ferret?
He was found guilty and was sentenced to death.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Rusty, however,
Yeah.
I just picture him in Mickey Mouse ears, took a deal to testify against Ron and was granted a life parole for a minimum of 25 years. So they took the death
What?
penalty off.
The fuck? What?
This stage, Rusty's wife filed for divorce.
Oh, no. Who'd have thunk it?
Best move she's ever made.
Best one, absolutely.
Adele's trial lasted for 7 weeks and ended with a hung jury.
You're kidding me.
8 thought she was not guilty. 3 thought she was guilty as hell and should be hanged, and 1 was undecided. And in December of 2002, a mistrial was declared.
Fucking how? How?
You made me intake booze.
Don't. You tell the cops that.
Prosecutors went back to Ron and offered him a deal where the death penalty was removed from his sentence, and his sentence was changed to life with the chance of parole after 25 years if he testified against Adele at the retrial. Same deal was offered to Ron.
Yep.
And in January of 2004, Adele was retried for the murder of her husband. Prosecutors spent 5 weeks presenting so much evidence.
Yeah.
They called 60 witnesses, which included her beautician, her marriage counsellor, her sister, her babysitter, and her neighbours. Adele's defence was that, yes, she had an affair with Rusty, but she was having counselling, and Rusty was a drunk, and he went off his depression medication, and he had stalked and seduced her.
Oh.
And then he had killed her husband in a bid to keep her for himself. Adele's claimed that Rusty had emotional problems and claimed he had once had an angry outburst and attempted to choke a fellow Delta employee.
Oh.
That's why your baggage keeps getting lost in economy. Apparently they're too busy strangling each other. In response, Rusty gave testimony outlining the many planning sessions he and Adele had had. This is quite. I talked with her about different ways to ambush Stephen. Options included on a bike trail, on his boat, and in the house.
Yes.
She even discussed killing him herself. She told me if she ever got the chance, she would shoot Steve. Which is a lie, because she had a chance. She had a couple of chances.
Didn't fucking do it.
Adele took to the stand and testified for a total of 14 hours.
Holy fuck.
Over 2 days.
No wonder her lover's phone was $1,000 in debt.
Fucking hell, it could have been an email. Adele would often talk so low, the jurors had to formally complain to the judge that they could not hear what she was saying. Adele attempted to paint herself as the victim and that Stephen was a structured person who complained about her weight and when she spent money, but she claimed she totally loved him anyway and totally wouldn't kill him. Which is bullshit. Call me fat once, dead. But as the trial progressed, Adele must have felt that this trial was slipping away from her. So she took a last-minute deal, pleading guilty in exchange for waiving the right to appeal. The death penalty was removed. And on April the 27th, 2004, I can't believe this has taken 4 years, was sentenced to a life sentence, but with a minimum of 20 years without parole. That included time served.
Get fucked.
Afterwards, the jury were questioned and all 14 members of the jury were ready to find her guilty of murder.
Yeah.
Should have just let it play out.
Yeah.
Stephen Craven's brother, Bill Craven, who was now raising the Craven's children in his home in Atlanta, received a call from his wife and mother at 11 a.m. in the morning that Adele was going to confess. So he went to the airport, jumped on a plane, and was in the courtroom by 2:30 p.m.
Nice.
And at 3 p.m., Adele entered the courtroom and pleaded guilty. Bill Craven told reporters, "I always knew she was guilty. It was so obvious to us.
Yep.
And literally anyone with eyes.
Yeah.
And the detective who saw them having sex." And the officer that searched the car and found all of their legal documents.
Yeah.
And her babysitter. And her marriage counselor. And her beauty therapist.
The ferret.
The ferret? The ferret, you. Oh, God. To hear her say she is guilty is the most valuable thing of all. Bill then flew back to Atlanta, where he was going to have to sit his two nephews down and tell them that their mother had killed their father.
That's a brutal chat.
Obviously, minus the graphic details, which Bill Craven said, that's for them to find out when they are older.
See, now that I think there's a lot of men that would rather have that than the sex talk with their kids. You can find that out when you're older too.
When you're, but I mean, it's one of those things. Like, of this day and age, like, there's no way you're ever gonna hide all of those details from the kids. Like, they would have already been on the internet. They would have already searched this in a cafe. But it was reading from the record, like, up until that point where she had actually, like, on the phone, she had written letters to the kids saying, "Don't believe anything. I totally 100% didn't kill your father." And pretty much lied to the kids for the next 4 years until she came out and made the announcement, "Oh, yeah, I used your ferret as a ruse to lure your father into the basement / garage, first floor, second floor, whatever the fuck, America. Use the metric system and killed your father."
Imagine losing your ferret and your dad.
No, I choose to believe the ferret went with the kids.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Poor little ferret.
Poor little ferret. He didn't he was framed.
He was-
The most wronged person in this story is the ferret.
Framed Frederick Ferret. Poor little ferret.
Maybe he got Macaulay Culkin to fill in the gaps in his heart.
Yeah.
And he could learn to love again.
Not that there's anyone doing research into the possibility of this, but just know if you are considering murdering your spouse for insurance money, you never ever get that money.
No.
Ever.
No.
There's always a coronial inquest.
Or you know what? If you really hate the person that you're with and you're
Yeah.
like, I hate just being the center of everything, I want to get away from them, don't think to murder them is the way out, because then you're in this situation where you literally spend the next 4 years having to talk about them and defend yourself.
Yeah.
Just take the $3,000 from your mother and get a divorce.
Get a divorce, move on, shack up with the contractor.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe the ferret won't have a gilded cage anymore, but it's worth it. Just move on.
And you didn't have to fucking murder someone.
And you didn't have to fuck a redhead.
Oh.
That's the worst tragedy of all.
My son's got red hair. Don't worry, he's not into Bioshock. You're safe.
So awkward.
Very.
Yeah, so, you know what? Just, if you're thinking about it, don't.
Don't blame the ferret.
Don't blame the ferret. Don't use an innocent ferret as a device to lure men into your murder pit.
Yeah. The ferret's loose. Well, I must go now. Wow.
Yeah. So, you know what? Instead, you know what? Say fuck it. Take the $3,000. Get a divorce. Even if you don't have $3,000, get a divorce. Move on, because you know what? There are better horizons and you need to go find yourself. You know what's better than a pilot?
A Mothman?
A Mothman.
Yeah.
Real Mothman eats the carpet.
Yeah. And there's no in necrophilia.
Or
And there's certainly no insurance payout in it either. Certainly not.
We need to get you a new catchphrase. We really do.
This one's thrashed as a 1987 IROC Z with Motley Crue belting out of the tape deck.
Oh, fucking, come on, fucking bees. Fucking fire. Fire. Oh, I got nothing.
You got nothing. Guess you're drywalling.
Oh my God, if only I had some McCulkey Culkin to
Corky McCulkin.
cook this shit up.
Jesus Christ. I'm going to stop this.
Please do.